This is project video 5, and we're just going to show that now we have some actual hours booked against this project. We'll show you some of the reporting and the visibility that you have from the project itself. So firstly, we have this fast tab down on the right hand side, which will show us our resource scheduling status. We booked 56 hours on this project, and they were hard assigned, and actually we've used some. We have an invoicing statistics here to calculate what's chargeable. So our total invoicing at the moment is 14,800, and we haven't invoiced anything yet. Our hours costs are the only costs against this project actually, which shows us this figure here. If we had expenses and items, we would see these as well. And if we look over on the project itself, then we have a number of other reports that we can look at. One is the tracking view, which is the breakdown here by the work breakdown structure for each of these different categories that we're using. And we can see what our actual costs are. These were the time that we've posted against these activities so far, and we have no remaining costs expected on these lines here. Our cost to complete is our actual cost, and the same as our planned. And if we look up here, we've done basically used 85.71% of the overall project here, because there is some time left on the assessment piece here, and as you can see, we've got some. It would show us any cost variance as well if there were any variances at this stage. We can also look at this in terms of effort tracking as well to see what our remaining effort is on these particular lines, so values and time. That's the tracking view. The other interesting one which is useful is project budget balances. So we have a budget against this project, of course, with costs and revenues actually, budget values for both. And we can go and have a look at these by category if I just expand this down. So a similar kind of view, we're using categories again here. So we can see what we've consumed against the budget. Well, we've got an original budget. If you remember, we have workflow on budgets, an approved budget consumed from that budget. And then if there'd been any other revisions, be it approved or unapproved, then you would see those figures here. And we can carry forward budgets, remaining budgets from one project to another if we want to on here as well. Down the bottom here you can see, don't know if you can see this figure here, we've got an amount or a percentage of our net performance as well from these calculated fields up here. So that is budget, project budget balances. Other things that we can look at are resource utilization, and we can look at these by resource or by project or by role. So if we look at individual resources, these were the people who were booked against this project, and you can see their statistics here in terms of capacity in hours, what's been hard booked, assigned, overbooked, reserved, scheduled hours, utilization percentages, and any unscheduled hours as well in percentage terms. So we have these statistics available here, and we can change the date, and we can filter on specific resources if we want to. We can also look at hour utilization and and just calculate our overall hour utilization on this project from here. And we also have project statements. So project statements are used often to compare against our forecast if we want to. So we've got various views, a general one, a P&L, a work in progress, and a consumption. And if we press the calculate button, it will calculate these values at the time. We can also, if we've done any invoicing, we would see the invoicing on account invoicing statistics here, our hour rate. And if we go to the general one, we can look at our figures in terms of actuals, in terms of budget, and in this case we need to select the forecast or budget we're using, and we do a calculation, and we can also run a deviation on that as well, so to see what our original was, our actuals are, versus our budget, and then any deviation on here in terms of expenses items, or hours, or both. Yeah. So this is a sort of quick calculation view from the project, which is available. You can also run this report overall as well for all projects.